You tell a story. He does too. Can he one-up you? Well, that's up to you. Tell your best tale and you never know. You could be a winner on the One-Upper Show.
Okay, and welcome back to the One-Upper. I'm your host, Ted Blazak. We're coming to you from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and we've had a lot of great interviews while we're here, a lot of great stories, and someone's come along with another story. What's your name?
B. Smith.
B. Smith.
Sure.
Okay.
Everybody calls me B.
Okay, B. Okay, cool. And where are you from?
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Okay, right on. And I hear you got a good story. I'm interested to hear it. What?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let's see, the year was probably 2005, 2006. Sitting right over there, right in front of the Iron Horse with my buddies.
Uh-huh.
And we were middle of the day, summertime, riding our bikes and drinking some beers. And we decided we were going to go up to my buddy's house a few blocks away to go smoke some weed.
Sure.
And I wasn't quite finished with my drink, and my buddy's girlfriend was like, I just got here, I'm going to get a drink, and so we'll meet you up there.
Uh-huh.
So I waited for her,
Yeah.
and she said, I'll drive you up there, and we'll go be there shortly.
Okay.
We left the Iron Horse and decided she wanted to smoke a cigarette before she got there. And so she decided to take the long way around the Dyke Road, which is in front of NIC College.
At North
Idaho College.
North Idaho
NIC.
College. And she's driving and smoking in the car.
Correct.
Okay.
And there used to be a bar right down in front of the park called the Parkside Bistro.
Uh-huh.
And as we're driving by, she saw somebody she knew, and she starts waving.
Yeah.
And she kind of curb checks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She leans out of the lane a little too much.
Curb checks. Well, there happened to be a cop around, and so about around the corner, he decides to pull us over.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Well, I'm intoxicated because I've been drinking beers with my buddies all day.
But you're not driving,
I'm not driving.
so don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She's had a couple of drinks for all I knew.
Yeah.
And so she says to me, I've got a corduroy pouch with a glass pipe and some weed in it in my center console,
Uh-huh.
just so you know.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So as the cops got her out back, I could see in the rearview mirror he's having her do the field sobriety test.
All right, yeah.
And as he's doing that, I sneakily reach into the center console.
Yeah.
And I pull out the corduroy pouch, and I stick it down my shorts and pull my shirt down.
That's awfully brave and kind of you to do that.
Well, I figured I was the passenger. I was going to get let go if she happened to get arrested.
Yeah.
And I was just going to walk off scot-free.
Okay, but you were already off scot-free because it was her weed. It wasn't yours.
Right. I was trying to be a gentleman, do a friend thing. Yeah.
You clearly were,
Yeah.
and you did.
It wasn't very large.
Okay.
Anywho, all of a sudden, cuffs go on
On her?
her, and I can see she's getting arrested.
Yeah.
They come over, and they ask me to get out of the car.
Yeah.
And they say, well, she's getting arrested. You're going to have to walk home. We're going to have the car towed. And I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, all right. And as I'm about ready to leave,
Yeah.
the officer, there was two officers. One of the officers says, what is that in your front pocket there? I told him it was a beanie.
It was what?
A beanie, a toque, a hat.
A hat.
Uh-huh. And so he didn't believe me.
I'm not surprised.
So he reaches in and
Did he ask you, I would like to search you, sir. Do I have your permission to search you?
he's had probable cause at that point, apparently. But no, he
Seeing
did
a
not.
bulge is hardly probable cause.
I know. It could have been, it could have been.
I got a couple of
my
good
penis.
lawyers for you. Yeah. All right. So
anyways, I'm like, yeah. And
So he searches you and he finds the weed.
He well, it was tucked in my right here.
Yeah.
And
he could have just been happy to see him.
Yeah,
right.
So he pulls out the little corduroy pouch. Yeah. And He opens it up
Yeah.
and pulls out a dildo.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. You thought it was weed, but it wasn't weed. This woman had a dildo
In a
and
corduroy
weed
pouch.
in a corduroy pouch, and you picked the dildo
Instead
not
of the-
weed. That's great. Oh, you're so lucky.
So he's holding it, and he's the surprise on his face, and his partner over there
Yeah.
starts laughing.
Yeah.
And he's like, let me guess, this isn't yours.
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, right. Yeah. So that.
And they kind of figured out that I was trying, because then they went in and searched the car and found the weed, which was in a very similar pouch in her center console. So, needless to say, neither of us would cop to who owned the weed, and so we both went to jail.
Oh, that's asinine. I mean, that's
Neither of us
very
copped
easy
to it.
Well, it's a very easy thing to defeat in court, but
It's
what happened?
different now than it was 15, 20 years ago in Idaho.
Maybe, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was just a misdemeanor. Like,
so what did they do? Did you actually go to court?
Yes, I went to jail for about 3 hours. We got bail.
They didn't even just write you a citation
No,
for an appearance.
No.
They brought you in to
Booked us.
Wow,
We
what a
bailed out.
pain in the
Court
ass.
date. I paid like $100 fine or something like that. Simple,
Right.
It's a misdemeanor. It was no big deal.
Did you plead? You pleaded guilty just to get it done with, or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
I would
Well,
have
because I didn't.
thought that.
Yeah, I know, but
I
you know
would
what?
have used the dildo defense. I would have gotten out of that.
You should have
buddy.
seen the look on that officer's face when he pulled that dildo out of that
I'm sure he was telling the other officers about that story.
pouch. Yeah, and
Wow.
I look over at the car where my friend was in the back. And
Yeah.
she's a good-looking girl,
Yeah.
mind you.
Yeah.
And she's laughing. She is laughing her ass off.
That's funny.
She didn't tell me she had 2 pouches in there.
Yeah.
And I did it completely blind by putting my hand in there and grabbing the first corduroy pouch I found.
I'm just fascinated with her need to keep a dildo at arm's length while driving. That alone is
Some girls are like Fast and Furious.
apparently, yeah. Wow, that's a really good story.
Yeah.
That's a really good story, and it's a really unusual story, and
That's the best part.
Yeah, there's no way I can one up that. I'm I've got.
I'm sure you've got lots of stories.
Well, I've got plenty of stories about getting pulled over by cops, and I even have some stories that are related to dildos, but I don't have any where the two connect,
Right.
you know? So, let's see. You got busted for weed. All right, well, when I was, I'm just going to tell a story, and I'm going to say you won. And
Yeah.
so you're going to get a T-shirt. And I guess man, well, this is stupid, but there was this one time where my little 2-year-old got into my wife's drawer and pulled out a dildo and was running all around the house with it and playing with it. And it was pretty embarrassing.
That's cute.
It was cute. It was embarrassing for my wife. I was laughing.
Was it in front of company or just
no,
yourself?
No, it was just, we were just at home alone. And
That's not really that embarrassing.
No,
then.
it's not. It's not.
It's
But I
cute.
mean, what can I say? I don't
Yeah.
have many dildo stories. I just don't. So, but I bet someone out there does.
Yeah.
So if you've got a story that involves weed and dildo and the old switcheroo, and this is a crazy story. This is a really crazy story. We love to hear it. So
And
why,
it is completely true.
I believe you. I totally believe you. So if you've got a good story like this, we love to hear it. So email us at the oneupper.show@gmail.com, or visit us at our webpage, theoneuppershow.com, and all our social media links are there. And you tell us your story. You can send us an audio clip, a video, or even type it up, and we'll put it on our program, and we're going to send you a T-shirt, just like the one B has one. Well, congratulations. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Did you have fun?
I did.
Okay, great.
The One Upper Show is brought to you by Trailblazing Canvassers and the Burning Sage Productions.